Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show talking about some NFL news here late tonight. Just wanted to do this video now, so we'll have to catch up on as much stuff if I do have another NFL news sometime later during the day. But let's get into it. So start off here. Ian Rappaport, the Packers have activated running back Marshawn Lynch. Lloyd off injured reserve. It's about to say Marshawn Lynch. We'll see if he can actually stay healthy, because he was good at USC. We'll see if he can actually stay healthy. He just had his appendix removed, I think, so he'll be going right back on injured reserve. He's probably going back on injured reserve because he had his had his appendix removed. He's just always on injured reserve, man. So, source. So we talked about Tyquan Thornton from the Patriots. He got released. But, source. Former Patriots wide receiver Tyquan Thornton is signing with the Chiefs practice squad. A fresh start for the former second-round pick who was waived Saturday. Well, this seems like a typical Chiefs move. I don't know. Felt like he'd be a Chief. I guess they get another speedy receiver. Catch stuff under 5 yards and get a bunch of yards out of it. Man, they've already had enough fast, undersized receivers who can't catch. I mean, he's that short. I mean, he's 6'3". So I was going to say short. He's not undersized. He's speedy, but he hasn't been good. So I'll take it back. He's not undersized. He's 6'3". He's speedy, but he just kind of struggled with the Patriots. Maybe he can turn his career around with Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Because eventually he's going to go to the roster. To the active roster. Lions have signed linebacker David Long to the practice squad after placing Alex Anzalone on injured reserve. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's good for depth. Because this year he's been a disaster. Gets the wrong hole every play, missed tackles like crazy, bad in coverage. Maybe he'll get back on track because maybe he just wasn't motivated with the Miami Dolphins. Maybe he'll be more motivated with the Detroit Lions, a Super Bowl contender. But it's not. He's been bad this year, but maybe a fresh start. But coming to a first place team that's favored to win the Super Bowl with amazing coaches is maybe going to get him going and playing hard. Maybe it's a perfect place to go because he struggled with Miami. But maybe he just wasn't motivated. So now official with my Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys have placed quarterback Dak Prescott on injured reserve. We pretty much know he's out for the season, but it is officially over. I mean, the tank is on. I mean, we lost 34-10 tonight. Or, I guess, technically, last night. Yeah, I didn't recap the game. I was watching the Warriors game. Even though we lost, that was more entertaining to watch than the fucking Cowboys game. We got killed. I mean, Texas didn't really play that great. Can we just flex all our can they flex all of our remaining primetime games, ma'am? This season's been a disaster. Dak's out. We were struggling with him anyways. Just tank. So, Jaguars standout wide receiver Gabe Davis is believed to have suffered a meniscus tear on Sunday, per Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero. They are still assessing the injury, but Davis is expected to have surgery during the procedure. Doctors will determine if it's a full repair or just a trim. But it turns out Coach Doug Peters confirmed that Gabe Davis will miss the rest of the season. So, meniscus tear, and he'll be out for the season. It's not the Doug Peterson notification we were expecting. We were expecting him to be fired. I was expecting "You're fired." I saw this. I'm like, he's still employed. Yeah, he's still the head coach. I don't know how much longer, but yeah, now Gabe Davis is out for the season. Just really disappointing season for the Jaguars, and Mr. Tony Khan with a failed AEW promotion and a failed Jaguars season. So Panthers quarterback Bryce Young is going to remain the starter for the Week 12 game versus those Chiefs, per Coach Dave Canales. I don't know why this is news, but this is news. Obviously, he's still going to play. Yeah, the Chiefs are going to be pissed after losing to the Bills. Poor Carolina, man. It's going to get ugly. I mean, I hope Bryce Young plays well, but I don't think the Panthers are going to beat those Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to be pissed after losing their first game in 338 days or something like that. So Bengals cornerback DJ Turner II, who has emerged as a starter this season and was coming to his own, is feared to have suffered a fractured clavicle. Sources say he's getting a second opinion, but he is likely out for the season. This is a season from hell for the Cincinnati Bengals. 2 good receivers, MVP type season from Joe Burrow, Trey Hendrickson, and they're 4-7. And yeah, one of their other good defensive players is now going to be out for the season. I don't think he's going to come back this year. It just can't get any worse for him. And the hits, they don't stop coming, and they don't stop coming for the Cincinnati Bengals. And he probably had his most impactful game, I'd say. Because he played good, I thought. And then he went out with that injury. Similar to Dax Hill, who was really coming on strong. Then he went down with an ACL. Between health and poor play, this quarterback room has been a train wreck all season. Yeah, DJ Turner possibly could be out for the season. But yeah, got an interesting thing here. Sources: the hashtag Giants are benching QB Daniel Jones, officially moving on from their starter. Out of the bye week with the team 2-8, Jones now heads to the bench in what the team has said would be a football decision. I mean, I'm honestly shocked. I didn't think they would actually bench him, but I think it's the right move. I don't know, why did they bench him? I mean, I would say this is largely just to protect themselves from the injury guarantee in his contract. 1 and 2, it's just any stinks. I mean, the dude's ass. Daniel Jones is going to be flipping burgers, man. At the end of the Daniel Jones era. This guy got an $83 million contract or something like that. It's kind of amazing how he got that much money, to be honest. He was mediocre at Duke. He somehow got drafted 6th, even though he was probably at least maybe a 3rd round talent at best. And he's had 6 mediocre NFL seasons. Or didn't they make the playoffs where they beat the Vikings? Maybe that was a good season, but other than that, it's been awful for Daniel Jones. I mean, you could say could have paid Saquon Barkley, but I don't think he'd be doing what I don't think he would be doing what he's doing with the Giants. What he's doing in Philadelphia, I don't think he'd be able to do that with the Giants. The Giants' offensive line is terrible. I don't know if Barkley improves this team to be a playoff team. He was never going to reach his current level with the Giants anyways. It's just good to see Saquon Barkley actually with a good team and with talent. Giants coach Brian Dable made it official, says the team is benching Daniel Jones, who will become the number 3 quarterback. It'll be Tommy DeVito. Yes, Tommy DeVito is back. He's going to start. And Drew Lock will be the backup. So Daniel Jones not only is bench, he's a 3rd quarterback. Remember when he got a 4-year, $160 million contract? Coming off yes, he had a playoff win, probably the best season of his career. He had 15 touchdowns and 15 touchdowns. That is not worth, what, $60 million a year? Tommy Cutlets. We'll see how he looks. Daniel Jones freaking robbed this team, man. So, source. Hashtag Browns left tackle DeJuan Jones, who was impressed this season, is now out for the season with a fractured ankle. He'll make a full recovery for 2025, where he'll look to build on the promise from 2024. Man, he's really underrated offensive lineman drafted, because he was good in college, but he looked good in the. Really impressed. One of the bright spots of this Browns team. And now he's out for the season. Yeah, that sounds about right. With how the Browns season is going. So, the Bears are submitting their blocked game-ending field goal to the League office for a review. They feel that a flag could have been thrown because the Packers were on their long snapper. Boo-hoo, Matt Eberflus. Like, what even happens? What if they admit they were wrong? That's not gonna change the result of the game. That's not gonna change the result of the game. Who cares? And I don't think there should have been a penalty anyways. So Justin Tucker made some excuses after his disaster of a performance against the Steelers. He says the kicking surface wasn't ideal in yesterday's game against the Steelers. He said the field surface wasn't an issue on his misses, but it wasn't ideal a day after Pete and Clemson played. Sir, Chris Boswell went 6 for 6 on the same field. I don't think it was a field issue. I think it's just because you're washed. Have you been in the league for how long, Justin Tucker, making excuses like that? Come on. You're better than that. Just admit you're washed. So, per Schultz report, there is a growing sense that Brian Daboll is, and quote, coaching for his job entering the final stretch of the season. Daboll and Joe Schoen were publicly endorsed by ownership a few weeks ago, but things could change. I don't know. I mean, respectfully, at some point you have to put some blame on the coach. I get he's had bad personnel on offense, but this team really shouldn't have this much talent on defense and be this bad every year. So they might move on at the end of the season. I know they endorsed him a few weeks ago, but I think Brian Daboll might get fired. Honestly. So per your report, people around the league believe that the Patriots coaching staff is safe from any firings, per Dan Racine. At this point in the season, people around the league believe that this coaching staff is safe. We'll see if that changes. You can't give it up after 1 year, I mean. Rookie quarterback, you're not going to give up after 1 year. He was never going to fire Mayo after 1 year. You got to give him like 2 or so years. Mayo just hasn't done anything egregious to get fired. And they've been playing better since Drake Mays took over. So per DM Rossini, the Jaguars should be viewed as a potential destination for former Patriots head coach Bill Belichick. I'm told it's highly unlikely that a partnership with GM Trent Baalke would take place per sources. Yeah, there's no way he's going to Jacksonville. I highly doubt it. I mean, probably even if they wanted him, I don't know if he wants to go to Jacksonville, to be honest. So, 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan, QB Brock Purdy has right shoulder soreness and will now be considered day-to-day. It's going to be day-to-day, of course. Man, 49ers players are always on the injury report. Defensive end Nick Bosa had a hip and oblique injury and will be evaluated throughout the week per Kyle Shanahan. And then 49ers tight end George Kittle missed Sunday's game against Seattle due to a hamstring injury. He is expected to resume practicing this week. They're going to really need him against Green Bay. We have some updates on the 49ers. The Lions activated Ifeatu Melifonwu from injured reserve. The Patriots waived cornerback Marco Wilson. I thought he was a shoe-in to stay on the roster. If you get that, if you know that joke, if you know, you know. So the Panthers are signing Tennessee's former first-round pick Caleb Farley to their active roster. good for him, because I mean he's been through a lot, and hopefully he can do good with Carolina. Yeah, but there's nothing else from really Tom Pelissero to talk about, so that's all the NFL news I want to get into, ladies and gentlemen. So yeah, until next time, have a lot. Peace.